I'm sitting next to Afriye Wekandodis in her center here at 1306 Water Avenue. What do you call it, Miss Afriye?
This is by the River Center for Humanity, and it's a place for all of community. When people walk through our doors, we say, welcome home.
Welcome home. I love that. You said that to me when I was
Yeah, because this is a place where we can come and just be human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to celebrate. Here we don't tolerate people. Because we believe when you say to another human being, I am going to tolerate you, we're actually saying there's something wrong with them.
I like that.
And we're going to put up with them. So we say don't tolerate, appreciate, knowing that we all have life experiences that we bring to the table. But if we're willing to have those conversations, those heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul conversations, that's where we begin to make a difference in the world. Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is very beautiful, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that feeling. So everybody is welcome.
Everybody is welcome, in spite of me.
Well, you're the most welcoming person. You kidding? I love you. So tell us, what are some of the things that you're doing here at the center?
So one of the things we do here, the third Saturday of every month, we host what we call Humanity's Table, and where we invite people from all walks of life to come in and share a meal, share a story. And if you can't, you pay what you can. And that was, at first I was charging people, and then when God says, hey, have people to pay what they can.
Right.
And so once I surrendered to that, people began to sponsor, sending money to sponsor. So out of that, the money that has been donated, we have created what we call golden tickets, where twice a month, each gathering, I will offer maybe 2 to 4 tickets to random people.
Oh, wow.
Saying that it would be an honor to have them at our table.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And when they're at the table, what are some of the things that'll happen in the building?
Well, it's magical, right? Because I don't try to control it. It just unfolds. And become what it needs to be. And to see people from different walks of life who would not have a conversation with someone else. Because one thing I do ask people to not to sit by somebody you don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then sometimes I start off with a story, and then people can follow up with the same story. This is just to get it pumping, right?
Right.
And then people start sharing their personal stories because they feel safe, right?
Right.
They feel safe.
You break the ice out.
Yes. So I'm grateful to be able to serve humanity. And I know for legal purposes, I have to say I'm the owner or the founder of the space, but I'm the servant.
I see.
Right. And I'm blessed to be the caregiver.
So you're giving it to everybody.
Oh, yeah, because I get plenty.
There you go. It's a good way to look at it.
Because, I believe what they say, to one who much has been given, much is required.
That's
much is
right.
required. And so I'm not speaking, because a lot of people think I'm rich. Honey, if you saw mine.
Well, there's money rich and then there's rich.
Yes. So I am that rich, right? And so I'm just grateful that God see fit to allow me to hold this space. One of the things, my hashtag is something good coming out of Selma. And I just truly believe that we have all these beautiful things happening that's going on in Selma, that's coming out of Selma. And sometimes we don't see it, but it's happening, right? And so one of the things I do with people when I talk about something good coming out of Selma, and I get resistance from time to time. They're going to name all the things that we're going through, and I acknowledge that.
There are always naysayers and always negative.
Yes. And so when they go, there's no good thing coming out of Selma, and this all across all races, all walk of life. And then I just listen to what they have to say, and then I said, well, aren't you a good thing coming out of Selma?
And speaking of good things, you've got some good things happening in your backyard. So we've changed rooms because of the noise.
Yes.
There's plenty of good things.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when good is happening, it is, in a sense, distracting.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But
a little bit
good,
disruptive.
Right.
But for the long run, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
What you got going on back there? What are they doing?
Oh, wow. There are, what I understand, that's going to be the tourism hub.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah, what
great.
a perfect location.
Awesome location. You'd be right in the middle of it. So that's fantastic.
And that's just the blessing of being in this space is that all these good things find their way here. Right. And I'm grateful for that. I'm truly grateful for that.
Well, now, when somebody comes in, I notice you have a stage set up in here with microphones and
microphones.
So what do you got going on?
We do showcases from time to time. We do storytelling. We sometimes people just come and they want to express their voice. And so we allow them that space to do that. At one point, when we were doing open mic, people who had these gifts that they were sitting on found the courage to come and share with the community. And then we had some people who, when they sing, we go, God knows what's in their heart. But how people respond to them, the clapping and the supporting.
Give them support.
Right, the fact that you got up, you found the courage to get up and share. And so that's what we celebrate in people. We stress that we don't debate here, we don't argue here, but we do have those difficult conversations with the understanding, and this is my personal opinion, the truth does not need to be defended. The truth is the truth. What we fight about is our perspective of the truth. So when you can sit and you get some kind of understanding, this is where they're coming from. How often in our own personal relationship, we're debating with someone and actually we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, just saying a little bit different.
A little different, but nobody is listening to the other.
And I think that's the key right there, listening.
Yes.
Nobody listens, everybody wants to talk.
Right.
And I've discovered in my career over the years that if I just shut up, I can learn a lot more.
Right.
I'm trying to teach my kids. Shut up and listen.
Right. What it says, even a fool is considered to be wise if they keep their mouth closed.
I like that. I hadn't heard that before, but I like that.
So that's the thing, to be able to listen with your heart. And not so often we're ready to react or respond. And instead of really, okay, let me see, do I understand what they're saying? Also, what I feel, Todd, a lot for me, is that I'm very careful not to project my isms, the things that I'm going through, on other people.
I see.
And so a lot of time people are just projecting what they're feeling about themselves onto other people. And that's easy, to do, than to say, okay, I need to address what's going on with me. And so I'm grateful that times I'm wise enough to say, hey, Afriye, this is you. It has nothing to do with that other person. Now, it may be reminding you of a situation, but you have the power to how you're going to respond to this. And so I believe in holding people accountable and responsible, but it's not my job to make sure they do that. I agree. That makes perfect sense. And so, but at the same time, not projecting your own problems onto someone else and then disliking them for that. Right. And so we create these spaces, these events that I love when people say they feel love. When they walk through the doors, they go, what is this place? Is it a church, a temple, a mosque? What is it? It's love. It's love. And when I hear people
it's all but none.
It's what you need it to be.
I like that.
That's
awesome.
And so I'm blessed to do that. One of the main things that we do here is the reenactment of the history of enslavement. And that experience is called Soul Prints of Our Ancestors and Ourselves. And it's very intense. It's interactive. People think they're coming to see a play. They don't know they are it. They are the experience. And so I take on a role of being the overseer. From the overseer, I'm the mother trying to save her family from the Middle Passage. From there, I'm the woman searching for her children And then I become the sage. The sage is this wonderful, wise woman who has been enslaved for over 80 years. Still have shackles on her, but she says there's two things she always known about herself. She wasn't nobody's slave. She was in an enslaved situation.
Yeah.
But never a slave.
That's an interesting perspective that a lot of people may have never considered.
Right. And so she talks about that in spite of the shackles that they still have on her body, they could not put shackles on her heart, her soul, her spirit. And he sure can't put no shackles on anybody's dreams.
Yeah.
So this whole body they can have, because eventually I'm going to leave it.
Right.
But I'm free. It's so many. I'm freer than the man who dared to call himself my master. And then she goes on and she says to people, everybody in this room has shackles. We all got them.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good point.
They were given to us the moment we were born. Our family gave it to us for whatever reason, shame, hate, racism, whatever. But we took them because we didn't know any better. And then as we start going through life, we start collecting shackles for ourselves.
And
adding to it. And so she asked the question, are you really free?
Put your hands on his shoulders. Come
Are
on,
you
boy.
free?
Move it.
When God is speaking to your heart and you know the right thing to do for the right reason at the right time, and you're worrying about what someone else is going to say about you walking in your greatness, are you free? And then she challenged people to, at the end of each day, to ask yourself, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, how am I going to use my freedom today?
I'm going to lose.
How am I going to use
my freedom?
Use my freedom today.
Oh yeah.
And then at the end of the night, ask yourself, did I use my freedom wisely? Or who auction block did I stand on? And why did I choose to see so little value in what God is saying about me? And so we know stuff come up. But it's a safe place for people to talk about it, to acknowledge this is what I'm dealing with. There's no judgment in it. But I also know that in doing this work, and I have to do a disclaimer, I'm no therapist. Your healing is your responsibility.
Right, I got you.
Right, but knowing I do have a responsibility to sort of ground people. So we do a piece called I Love Me, where we challenge people to say out loud, I love me. And you'd be surprised at how many people can't say that. They cannot, and I'm talking all walks of life, from that Barbie doll type to that tall, good-looking black man, to a rabbi who I met earlier this year, 70-something years old, and said he has never said to himself that he loved himself.
Wow.
So you have this going on in our society that people don't feel they're lovable, right? So we do this piece, and I have you being silly. You're going to hug yourself. We hopping, we screaming. Because, when you choose to love yourself, it feels uncomfortable. And it looks crazy to other people.
I'm used to that by now.
Right. So, and I always tell people, I'd rather you think I'm crazy than not to be, and not to do what God is telling me to do. Now that is crazy, right? And so we do that, and then after we get people comfortable with saying that they love themselves, we do this piece called I See My Greatness, where we challenge you to look in the mirror and dare to see the greatness of God looking back at you and embrace it. Embrace it at all. Wow. And so we want people to leave here celebrating, knowing that we all have the power and the responsibility to make a difference in this world. But if you're not loving yourself, it's going to be hard for you to do that.
Yeah, you got to kind of start with your own.
You got to start with yourself. Right. Look at your mess. And if you can't extend mercy and grace to yourself,
how can you extend it to anyone else?
Yes.
That's a really good point.
Yes.
When do you do this? When are you going to do this?
Well, the soul prints of our ancestors, that's by appointment. I think I have one Friday coming in. But it's word of mouth. I just put my sign out there three years ago.
Yeah. Just 3 years ago.
Just 3 years ago. people like, where's this place? You know?
Well, you know, when you called and Cindy said, would you go do it? I thought, well, that sounds interesting. But where is that?
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I had to get you to give me the address because I hadn't seen the site.
Yeah.
Now I know where to come.
Yes, and you're always welcome. And now we're in the process of opening up Humanities Cafe. And
I noticed this back. What
right.
you got going on?
And so we're gonna offer a healthier version of soul food. All our side dishes are vegan and vegetarian friendly. I find a lot of meat eaters say, I don't eat that stuff, but when they get an opportunity to taste it, they can't stop eating it, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll be open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for lunch, and Thursday evening for dinner. So on Thursdays we'll do lunch and dinner. Now, Todd, when God told me to move forward on this, it was not my intention to end up doing an interview with you. But that's how God sets you up.
Well, you know, and it's funny because at first I thought, well, I'm going to just do a little just for a print story. Then I got in here and saw the colors, saw how you got things so set up. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I walked in, and you know, you see what I drive, so I have this tendency to feel the energy.
Yes,
you know?
I love you, Tom.
And I walked in and I went,
and that's what people do.
I love it here.
When people walk,
And around you. I mean, the few times I've been around you, it's been the same thing.
oh
you know?
wow!
So, and that's why I want to be around you more because there's that feeling of love and you know.
Yes. And
good.
And when I see people do that, I actually, like you said, I see people exhale when they walk through the door, and I'm like, okay, you feel that, right? Yeah.
There's an energy that is just
it's incredible, and the fact that at this particular time we are the only business in this block.
Well, and if you can spread some positive energy, maybe you can attract more.
Oh yeah, but
you know,
and that's my intention to constantly show people, use what you have.
Yeah.
Because so often we wait for this. Oh, I need to do this and that, and God is saying, move. It took me a long time to get to this space because personal issues was going on.
Sure. Yeah. Everybody has
family illness,
right.
death, and it seemed like every time I got to this point, something would happen. But I also know, Todd, I wasn't ready.
Right, exactly.
Timing. I wasn't ready.
And again, the Lord will let you know.
That's right. Yeah. And I think the constant reminder for me is that my name Afriye means at God's appointed time.
Oh, so, wow, I did not know that. That is awesome.
And so I had my name changed, and I went to Ghana in 1998, and they gave me that name.
Oh, wow.
And then I legally changed it in 1999. And so that's a part of a reminder to myself in God's timing, and so and then my last name came to be. I always believe that I can do anything I can set my mind to. Then I realized I couldn't do anything without God, my ancestors, and my people. And so that's where the we came, we can do this. And then as I start growing spiritually and allowing my heart to expand, then the we stands for that still, but all of humanity. We can do this. We can do this. Yeah. And even with that, people laugh at it. She changed her name to We Can Do This. They don't know they still speaking confirmation. So I laugh with them. What kind of mess is that? We can do this. And I just, we can do this.
We can.
Yeah. And so I'm just grateful. I'm just, some days if you see me walking down the street, I might break out dancing. Because life is good. And I can be.
Hey, I'm with you. I may be walking down the street. I just start singing something, you know.
And yes, I'm going through life challenges. But then I have to look around. I look at the trees. I look at the goodness of God, and I might just break out in a dance.
I'm with you. Yeah. I am with you. I'm not real good at dancing much anymore with these knees, but I got other things I can, you know.
Right, and so when people allow them, and sometimes people are angry because, you know.
Those are the people you need to work on.
Right. Yeah. But they go, and I was just thinking about this, that people sometimes feel I don't care. It's not that I don't care. I know God, right? and I know everything is going to be okay. And so I sit there in that peace, and
It's not that you don't care; it's that you're content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and I'm grateful.
Right.
I can, no matter what I have gone through, I can sit and be still, and I'm gonna acknowledge what's going on, because there have been times I threatened God.
It's like, oh man,
Are you kidding me? You know. But then in that moment, I go, oh yeah, God, I feel you. I feel your love, God.
I love it.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, what do people need to do to get to be a part of this?
Come on through the doors.
Okay.
Come through the doors. And it's funny, somebody came by yesterday and they were expressing how they felt about something. And before they knew it, they had a homework assignment. I'm like, okay, you see what's going on. What are you going to do about it? And so they were like,
wait a minute, what are you going to do?
And then what happened, somebody else showed up and we were talking. I said, oh, this is why you showed up. I just told her this, that. And the other person started taking notes. But you need to do this, and that. And the woman was like, wait a minute. I said, you know what I'm hearing, not homework or something, your God assignment.
So are you open all the time?
Well, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5 o'clock p.m. And I'm a little more serious about my hours. I have a family member that I'm taking care of, so sometimes I have to leave out of here and everything. But right now I'm in a position that I will be here at those hours. But normally on Sundays and Mondays I'm closed. But if you see my truck down here, you know, people will knock on the door and they'll come in. Yeah.
When are you going to start serving the food?
Well, we're doing a soft opening on November the 2nd. From 11 to 2 o'clock, we're going to do a lunch menu, and then from 4 to 7, we're going to do a dinner. And so we just want to offer something. I love cooking. I love cooking. Cool. I love seeing people sit around the table. One of the things I want to do too, Todd, is to offer what I'm calling pots, pans, and endless possibility, because you have a lot of people who are on food assistance program, and at the end of the month they would say they don't have any food. And not only people who are assistant, many of us, we'll look in our kitchen and say, ain't nothing to eat, right? But there's plenty of food there. You just don't see it. And so what with pots, pans, and endless possibility is showing you what you can use, what you can create out of your kitchen with what you have. And so even with my own family, I've gone to my mother's house and everybody said, there's no need. I go in the kitchen and come out with something. Well, where you get that from?
That is an awesome idea.
And so to show
I do that all the time.
Yeah. And so the show Chop, I don't know if you're familiar, it's a food show, and they give people a basket. It's 4 contestants, and they all have to create whatever is in that basket. So I love doing those kind of experiences of, okay, what you got in your kitchen? Bring it here. We're going to see what we can do. You're going to do that? We can do that. I do that. Yeah, we can. And so even how me cooking, we used to just do potluck, storytelling and potluck the third Saturday of every month, where people would come, nobody's bringing food. And so they said, well, can we do the $10 donation? So we did that. If you didn't bring food, you made a donation. But then after that, people were like, well, what if we pay you and you cook all the food for potluck?
There you go.
And then that happened. And then friends would come by, what you cook? You cook anything today? And I end up cooking for them, and we all sitting here. So then this happened.
That sounds awesome. So it's the third Saturday of each month.
Yes, from 5:30 to whenever you leave here.
And then in November 2nd, you're starting the food.
Yes.
And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
And you have the special, not a play, but a play by appointment. How do people get in touch with you if they want to set that up?
Okay, my telephone number is 334-505-6158. And my email address is my last name, WEKANDODIS, the number 9 @yahoo.com. And we do have a landline that I keep forgetting I have it. And so that number is 334-526-4500.
Great. I have absolutely enjoyed this
your
time with
spirit.
you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come on a third Saturday and maybe even one of the times when the shows comes up. I would love to get some, maybe a little bit of video and let everybody see what it's all about. So maybe you can get some more.
And it's word of mouth and what has happened for me. Sometimes people, when they leave Selma and they run into another group,
right?
And they go, "Are you going to Selma?
This
is this lady's number that you need to call." And so I'm grateful for that, to hold that space, to remind us that we all are good.
Yeah, all connected.
We all are connected. And one of the things I stress, in spite of what's going on in the world, and we have a whole lot going on, as long as we have a little bit of hope, we okay.
I believe it.
We okay, yeah. And
thank you.
Oh, I love you.
I can't wait.
Thank you. So,
hey, thanks for watching.
Peace.